They thought they were chasing the American dream, but what they found was a nightmare frozen in time, a shortcut, a snowstorm, and a decision no human should ever have to make. This isn't just a story of survival, it's a story of what happens when hope turns into horror. This is the story of the Donner Party. In the year 1846, a group of pioneers set out on a journey that would end in one of the most tragic tales in American history. They were searching for something simple, a new beginning, fertile lands in California, and a chance to start fresh. But what they found instead was death, desperation, and a fight for survival that no one could have predicted. They were the Donner Party, nearly 90 people, including families, children, and hopeful young adults. Their dream was clear: reach California, build a new life, and find prosperity. But that dream would soon unravel into a nightmare. The journey began in Missouri, full of hope, full of purpose. But little did they know they were about to face one of the most harrowing experiences of the westward expansion. As they moved west, the path proved long and difficult. Then came the promise of a shortcut, a route that could save them hundreds of miles. It was called the Hastings Cutoff, named after Lansford Hastings, who claimed it was faster and easier. But what seemed like a shortcut was actually a deadly trap. Venturing into the unknown, the trail became more treacherous by the day. Rocky hills, dense forests, and rough terrain. They had underestimated the danger, and by the time they realized the truth, it was too late to turn back. Leading the group was George Donner, an experienced settler and a father of several children. But not even his leadership could prevent what was coming. Winter was approaching, fast. In early October, snow began to fall, and it didn't stop. The Sierra Nevada mountains, once just another part of the journey, became a frozen prison. The Donner Party was trapped, snow piled high, temperatures dropped dangerously low. Supplies ran out, hunger and hopelessness crept in. What had started as a hopeful journey had now become a desperate struggle for survival. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The group, completely isolated, was cut off from any help. The first deaths came quickly, from cold, from starvation. There was no food, no way to hunt, no way to move forward. Nature had locked them in. Then came the unthinkable. In the grip of starvation, some survivors made a decision no human ever wants to face. They resorted to cannibalism, eating the bodies of those who had died. It wasn't out of cruelty. It wasn't madness. It was survival. A last resort, a choice made in the darkest corners of desperation. And those who lived with that choice would carry its weight for the rest of their lives. Finally, in February of 1847, rescue teams arrived after months of searching. But by then, it was too late for many. Out of the original 87 members of the Donner Party, only 48 survived. What remained was a legacy of tragedy, one of the most infamous stories of the American frontier. The Donner Party story is a stark reminder of the dangers of ambition, the unforgiving force of nature, and the extreme limits of human endurance. It's a tale that teaches us about the cost of shortcuts, the strength of the human spirit, and the price people are willing to pay for a better life. Today, the memory of the Donner Party lingers, not just in history books, but in the cold winds of the mountains they never escaped. Their legacy lives on in the whispers of their names and in the chilling lessons we continue to learn. This is the story of the Donner Party, a story of hope, survival, and sacrifice. A story not only remembered for how it ended, but for what it taught us about ourselves.